Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to the 2020 Peacehaven Harvest Celebration. For our longtime community supporters, we are so happy that you've joined us today. For those of you who might be new to Peacehaven, Peacehaven is a sustainable farm on 89 acres located here in Whitsett, North Carolina. We're dedicated to establishing a housing community that provides permanent homes for adults with disabilities in a supportive and family-like environment. We typically have the harvest celebration about this time every year. In fact, this is our 10th year of this great event. We love the harvest celebration. It's a time for us to spend time with you, our volunteers and supporters, our community, at the end of a great growing season, celebrating the fruits of the harvest. Sadly, this year is a little different and challenging. Because of the concerns surrounding COVID-19, and in the best interest of our staff, our corps members, and you, we've decided to have a virtual harvest celebration this year. We hope that you're going to enjoy this time. We have some music to share with you, an update from the corps members, and a glimpse into what life has been like on the farm these past few months. As always, the corps members have been our teachers. They inspire us all. One of those folks that has been greatly inspired by the corps members is an amazing young lady named Emily Robinson. Emily's a native of Greensboro. She is a graduate of Grimsley High School and a longtime supporter and friend of Peacehaven. She is also a rising star in the music world. She recently recorded a song, "The Time for Flowers," and we think it incredibly captures the current state of our world. It's a hopeful song. It reminds us that there indeed will be a time for flowers and sharing life together that will come again. One of the lyrics in the song is, "I promise to remember that your fate is bound up in mine." We think that perfectly fits with what Peacehaven is all about, a shared mission, a common link that we have with each other.
Hello, Peacehaven community. My name is Emily Scott Robinson, and welcome to this year's Harvest Celebration. We're so pleased that you're joining us here virtually in a year where we are all more isolated than ever. It means so much that you're supporting Peacehaven and its mission to provide a rich life on the farm for adults with disabilities and for the people who live on the farm and work there. And I have known Buck and Peacehaven since Peacehaven's inception and for many years, and it's my honor to be a part of this. I'm going to sing you a special song that I wrote here during the lockdown. I'm currently living in Telluride, Colorado. This is my home, and I actually take care of an adult with developmental disabilities here. Her name is Emma, and I'm over at her house today. And if you hear her giggling in the background or making some noise, it's because she likes it when I sing. This song is called "The Time for Flowers," and it's about holding on to hope during hard times. I went walking down the road with a heavy heart and miles left to go, when I came upon a woman in a field on her knees, singing ancient songs and sowing wildflower seeds. Tell me, what's the point in planting pretty things in these days of darkness and disease? The world is burning, have you not heard? And she smiled and said, honey, I've lived long enough to learn. The time for flowers will come again, maybe in 1 year, maybe in 10. There are days despair will win, but the time for flowers will come again. And I have witnessed funerals and wars, worried mothers, empty shells and empty stores. The storms will rage and the winds will blow. And you are gonna find out that you're stronger than you know. And the time for flowers will come again. Maybe in 1 year, maybe in 10. There are days despair will win, but the time for flowers will come again. When I woke up this morning, something deep had shifted. The sun was coming out and the clouds had finally lifted. It's time to fix what's broken, all the willing and the able. And when our honest work is done, we'll gather at this table. We'll hold each other's babies and pour each other's wine, and promise to remember that your fate's bound up in mine. The skies are clear now, the moon is new. Let's raise a glass, my friends, we'll make it through. And the time for flowers has come again. And though it seemed the world would end, there were days despair did win. But the time for flowers has come again. The time for flowers has come again. Thank you so much for supporting Peacehaven and its wonderful work, and be well.
Thank you for that beautiful song, Emily. And thank you for the reminder that a time for flowers will come again, and that in the meantime, we'll continue to remember that your fate is bound up in mine. I love this line because I know that we are all dependent on each other. And you know, Peacehaven is dependent on donors and volunteers to make it the place it is today. If you'd like to help Peacehaven continue to make an impact on the lives of adults with disabilities, and I hope you will, please follow the link on the screen to make a donation.
Your fate is bound up in mine. This is something we claim on a daily basis. If you have spent any time at Peacehaven over the past 10 years, you'll know that community, relationships, connection, and belonging are pivotal to our existence. They are at the center of not only our founding, but our living. From volunteer work days to dinners at Susan's View to the harvest celebration, gathering, loving, and sharing have been the pattern of our daily routines. But in mid-March, life as we know it came to a screeching halt. Peacehaven had to scramble to understand the implications of the pandemic and formulate appropriate procedures. But for all of the uncertainty, the most painful part was the decision to send the core members home to their families. For all of us, it was an uncertain time with many unanswered questions, and quite frankly, fears.
Tell me about some of the challenges you faced during this pandemic.
Wearing a mask and being 6 feet, it's a challenge for somebody with a disability, and not being able to let the community know, hey, Jeff, Ben, and Ann, and Jake missed it.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of a drag. We can't like hug each other anymore, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you show me one of your masks? Oh my gosh, you do have a bunch of masks. How many are there? Like 20? You go, girl. That's awesome. Are you looking forward to COVID-19 being done?
Yep.
Yeah. How are you feeling, though, that we don't have the volunteers coming to the farm? What do you think about that?
That.
You sad about that? Jeff, you're a people person. You're looking forward to volunteers coming back to the farm?
Yeah, and the community.
What do you do instead of worrying, and what do you do?
Something else that we do that Gina loves to do is meditating. Like, if I'm on a bad day, I take a deep breath, and sometimes I say, thank you. I say, thank you, sun, for giving me energy. Thank you, flowers, for growing.
I mean, because sometimes we get sad that we can't hug and we can't go out to the gym or whatever. So what are some things that you look forward to that always put that pretty smile on your face?
Pianos.
Nice. You play.
I love pianos. And colors.
Write your activity books. Okay. So you're staying busy with arts and crafts. Thank God we're able to Zoom, right?
Yay!
I mean, that's been kind of a helpful thing. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
If you don't know what Zoom is, you should just try it because the core members love to Zoom.
And what else do we do on Zoom? Do we do dancercise?
Yep.
Let me see some moves. Nice.
All right.
Tell me what your day is like at the farm when you wake up in the morning. What do you do?
I call my favorite radio station and I call Gina and I try to call somebody and say, hey, if you are having a bad day, I say this to myself. And Manling would agree. If you're having a bad day, you need to put on a happy face.
Finding our way in the dark. How did they do it? Those grandmothers and fathers who brought us here. Finding their way in the dark, never looking back. Feeling their way to the path of planting. They held onto the plow in the moonlight and trusted that the furrow was straight. They listened to God's silence, certain that what they didn't see or hear would nevertheless ensure their seeds would fall on good soil. And with it all, trusting in the fruit to come. And now here we are. All we can really do is keep hold of the plow, finding our way in the dark, listening to whispers in the clouds that move across the moon, turning left or right by faith, or changing direction by instinct, going around boulders in the way, lighted by that bright circle that is only a reflection of what some say is God's shadow, because we are incapable of looking directly into the sun. Surely we breathe in the divine with the dust that is raised by our digging. Surely the sun will meet the seeds at dawn and work its magic again. Here we are, not reaping our harvest, but expecting it, finding our way in the dark. All we can really do, and somehow must do, is to keep hold of the plow, plant our seeds, and trust enough to be guided by love's intentions and the promise that dawn will come.
Thanks, Daryl. And that's what we're doing, keeping hold of the plow, planting our seeds, and trusting that dawn will come. During this pandemic, we have found our way. We found our way especially to continue to have community. Out of the chaos of COVID came innovation and creativity, as Gina and Kaluli, our AmeriCorps volunteers, found ways to maintain the bonds and relationships with the Corps members. Through weekly Zoom meetings, for example, Gina and Kaluli spent with the Corps members playing ukulele, singing original tunes, and sharing the song of the day. They competed at Jeopardy, solved crossword puzzles, and played word games. But the sessions extended beyond fun and games. Gina and Kaluli were mindful of the stress associated with disruption. So to alleviate that anxiety, they conducted helpful and mindful meditations, directed chair yoga, and guided Corps members in sharing all things for which they were grateful. We found our way to support our values of community, relationships, and growth.
We also found our way on the farm. Jordan, our farm manager, worked tirelessly to maintain and sustain the farm. Our Corps members were welcomed back into their home at Susan's View in early July. Because we have not been able to utilize our volunteers, the Corps members quickly took on leadership roles at the farm, assisting Jordan with watering, weeding, and harvesting. Never before have we been quite the family farm we are now. We are filling 22 CSA shares each week. We have tripled production, and as of September, we have harvested 3,000 pounds of produce.
When the Corps members were welcomed back, there was a great excitement here at Peacehaven as the bonds of friendship and community were renewed. You know, in some ways, things at Peacehaven feel pretty normal. We're still prone to burst into a random musical jam session. We still enjoy the deliciousness of desserts that have been gifted to us from our friends. We still get to share in the delight of hearing a Corps member tell a joke or flashing a big grin at us. In other ways, though, things are very, very different. In our efforts to be safe, we are not receiving many visitors to the farm right now. We're also not going out to meet new friends and explore new places. Those connections outside of our house are a bit more complicated, and we yearn for the days that we'll be able to join those friends again. We're doing things like taking daily temperature checks, screening for COVID-19 symptoms, and also just continually monitoring for and hoping for the good health in the midst of this pandemic. This pandemic has changed our life together, but we are deeply grateful that the gang is back together and that they're able to walk through this time together. And we also appreciate your support and hope to be able to see you very, very soon.
As we heard in the song at the beginning, our fate is bound up together. Together, we'll continue holding the plow and planting the seeds, knowing that the time for flowers will come again. Many of you should have received a mailing from us a few weeks ago that introduced our Seeds of Hope campaign. There are many reasons to have hope. Our sense of community gives us hope. Our production on the farm gives us hope. And our future gives us hope. One exciting development for our future is that we're moving closer and closer to plans for a beautiful community center right here at the farm. This community center will play an important role in creating a safe and healthy place for our community to come together, for volunteering, for programs and events, hopefully even next year's harvest celebration. Many of you also might have received a mailing with seeds, true seeds of hope, hope that we can one day soon be together in person and hope for flowers again. You know, you can't come to Peacehaven, but we can bring Peacehaven to you. As we plant seeds here, we hope you will plant these seeds at your home and always be reminded of this bond we share. As it was from the beginning, our supporters mean the world to us and are the reason we have been able to keep going. We hope you'll consider a gift to Peacehaven this year to help us keep pushing the plow, growing vegetables, and most importantly, growing people. Your gift is what makes that possible. You can send us your donation in the envelope you received a few weeks ago, or you can make a donation online at peacehavenfarm.org. Thank you.
One of the things I've enjoyed most about the harvest celebrations over the past 10 years has been the music. We've had some great musicians and bands and performers that have offered their gifts and talents at the harvest celebration. And it's always been great to look out and see folks dancing and singing and enjoying the music. A special treat of every music session at the harvest celebration has always been a special appearance by the Corps members. And the Corps members have been working hard during the pandemic to prepare a special song for you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Love, love you do. You know I love you. I'll always be true. So please love me too. Love me too. Love me too. You know I love you. I'll always be true. So please love me too. Love me too.
do.
Thank you for being with us today. It really means a lot to us for you to join us today for our virtual harvest celebration. We look forward to the time where we can be back together in person, but until then, stay safe and be well. Thank you.